I feel so popular.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
1-1.
Hello again. Do you always wear that locket?
I've only had it a week. My boyfriend gave it to me just before I left.
I should have known. That explains why it is so, ordinary. Which is not a bad thing. It is just that, well, when one lives in Venezia, one becomes so used to true beauty that anything less tends to stand out like, dirt on a white rug.
My roommate, Helena Berg, does she stay here a lot?
This is the first time. I met her at a party which Rosetta Del Bene gave. When Elena found out where I lived, she practically begged me to let her stay here. And with Rosetta standing right there, well, I could not say no.
Why was she so insistent about staying here?
She said it was because the Nascosta is so centrally located. Which it is, altro che. But I think it was because I am so centrally located. She's what you call a social climber. Always asking me about parties. When they are, where they are, who is invited, what should she wear, whose name should she say to get in. Che schifo! The upper class of Venezia is closed to outsiders. Elena is full of voglio, this is true, but she will never be one of them. Us.
I hear you've been using the fact that Colin has a criminal record to try to get him to do things that may not be totally legal.
Who tells you this? Colin, he says that? Because I do no such thing. It is him. He is the one who wants to break the law. Margarita, he says, pay me 1,000 euros, and I will find a way to save you 10,000 euros on your renovation. No, I tell him, lasciamo stare. But he keeps bringing it up.
He told me just the opposite.
He is telling you that cheating on the renovations was my idea? Oh, once a liar and a thief, always a liar and a thief. This is what I get for being nice. If and when people find out I hired such a man, I will be the laughingstock of Venezia. So please, Nancy, please, keep what you know to yourself.
Who is Il Dottore?
Dottore means doctor. What doctor are you talking about?
There's a box of chocolates downstairs for Il Dottore.
Someone must have left them here by mistake.
Has anything else for Il Dottore ever been delivered here?
I am up here all day. Something gets delivered, something does not get delivered. I do not know. I do not care.
Will you be dressing up in a costume for Carnevale?
Altro che! I have fallen in love with commedia dell'arte, so this year I will dress up as my favorite character, the big-nosed, nasty Pulcinella. He and I are so opposite, no one will ever guess it is me.
Guess I'll be going.
Bella roba.
Hello, Nancy.
I'll let you get back to work.
Drop by again.
Hello, Margarita. What is it now?
Hello, Miss Rutherford. This is...
I know who this is. It says so right on my phone. But if you're calling because yet another thingamajiggy has supposed to woozy-wats it there in the casa, you might as well hang up right now. The Canis Coast is yours, and much as it torments me to see her maimed by all your penny-pinching posturing, I'll not give you 1 more cent for repairs, not a one!
But this isn't Margarita. It's Nancy Drew.
Nonsense! If you were Nancy Drew, my phone would say Nancy Drew, but it doesn't. It says miracle of modern science.
It says Margarita Faubourg because I'm calling from the Canas Costa. It's not really a miracle, Miss Rutherford. It's just caller ID.
Enough, Margarita. I insist you drop this silly ruse right now. And whatever have you done with that wonderful Italian accent of yours? I dare say it was your most charming feature. Now you sound like a common American teenager. Would you stop waving your arms like that? It's enormously distracting. I really must go. My assistant appears to be having some sort of conniption. Say again? Really? Oh. Nancy?
Yes, Miss Rutherford, it's me, Nancy Drew. I just thought
I'm
I'd...
sorry, this is simply too disconcerting to have this cool ID screen on my phone say you're Margarita and to have you say you're Nancy. Is there nothing can be done? This is intolerable. Ah. My assistant covered the display with kerchief. A clean one, I hope. So, what, as your generation says, is up?
That's it for now.
Arrivederci.
Ned, Nickerson's phone.
Joe, is that you?
Nancy! Yeah, it's me. How you doing? How's Italy?
Fine. Italy's great. Where's Ned?
He's out taking his car for a little test drive. Told him I'd fix that noise it's been making.
Yeah, he mentioned you were doing some tinkering.
I mean, with Frank gone, I've got some spare time on my hands, so why not put it to good use?
How come Ned didn't take his phone with him?
No need. He's just gonna drive around the block a couple of times. So what's been happening there?
The palazzo where I'm staying, the Canas Costa, has some beautiful artwork in it, some of which is being restored by this guy from England, who's kind of a head case.
A head case? How so?
He's your typical temperamental artist, very sensitive. You have to be real careful what you say and do around him or he'll go off on you. And he forces everyone who talks to him to watch the slideshow on mosaic tiles that is boring beyond belief.
And your point is?
Maybe he's deliberately making people avoid him because he's doing something he doesn't want anyone to know about.
Or maybe he's just clueless.
What was that?
Probably just somebody's car backfiring. So what else is going on there?
I'm sharing a room with a woman from Germany who's a journalist, which makes me kind of nervous.
Why does that make you nervous?
Because journalists are kind of like detectives. They're observant, they ask questions, they snoop.
And you're afraid she'll find out you're working for the GDIF.
Exactly.
You're a teenager from the States, Nancy. The last thing anyone's going to take you for is an undercover cop. Trust me on this one.
Somebody delivered a box of chocolates meant for Il Dottore to the place where I'm staying. Only there's no one there by that name. And I saw a reference to Il Dottore in the office of Antonio Fango. That's the guy I've been spying on.
Whoa. So if it isn't just a coincidence...
There could be a connection between Fango and someone at the car.
What did the person you report to say when you told him?
Not him, her. And I haven't called her yet.
Call her, Nan. After all, she is kind of your boss.
I need to get going.
I'll tell Ned you called and fill him in on everything. See you, Nance.
Bye, Joe.
Nancy, you have examined the microdot the pigeon was carrying?
I sure have. The message, which was written in English, said, Il Dottore requests you to change the safe room lock combination to 43556.
Il Dottore?
Yes, which is really interesting because in his office, Fango has a poster of Commedia dell'arte masks. He's crossed out all but 5 of the masks, and among the ones that aren't crossed out are the Brighella mask.
The mask the Phantom wears.
Right, and the mask for Il Dottore wasn't crossed out either. And it was in the middle, like it was more important than the others. And when I went back to the place where I'm staying, A box of chocolates had just been delivered for someone named Il Dottore, which means it's very possible that Il Dottore is one of the people at the Conoscosta.
Perhaps Fango and the Phantom and whoever else they are working with are going by the names of commedia dell'arte characters. This would make it easier to secretly communicate with each other. And if that's true, perhaps those chocolates are a message of some kind. And if Il Dottore was at the center of that poster you saw, perhaps the person the message was meant for is the ringleader.
Just what I was thinking.
Here is what we will do. I will have a technician hide tracking devices in objects these people are likely to carry around with them. Then, when we know which of them is Il Dottore, we will activate the appropriate device and be able to follow him.
Awesome. Let's see. Helena's always writing, so for her I could plant a bug in her pen maybe. And Margarita is always sunning herself, so you could hide a bug for her in a sunglasses case. But for Colin? For Colin, you could bug a mosaic tile. You know, a tessera?
He's likely to carry a mosaic tile on his person.
If it's from me, he will. Long story.
This is good information, Nancy. I will have our technician prepare the two bugged objects and the device which she will hide in the pen, then leave them for you in the Banca dell'Oro ATM. You should give them to each person as soon as you get them.
Will do. Keep your fingers crossed.
My fingers are always crossed.
I need my Italian dictionary.
If you're here for the dance audition, take a look at the dance instruction book. When you think you're ready, put the cat suit on and get on stage. If you're good enough, you can keep the suit and come by anytime you want and dance some tips. Oh, and a one, and a two. Oh, you need to tighten it up. Terrible. Oh, bravissima. Not bad. Not bad. Good. Bravissima. Okay. Nice. Wow. Okay. Great job. Still some rough edges though, so take that costume home and practice. What's your name?
Nancy?
Nancy. Forget it. From now on, your name's, Punchy. Punchy LaRue.
But
Next.
Ciao! Antonio, come stai?
Bene, bene, tu come stai?
Molto bene, ma ti ho visto anche ieri.
Sì, 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 ci vediamo sempre perché facciamo la stessa strada.
Giuseppe,
Claudio!
è un sacco che non ti vedo.
Sì, come stai?
C'è anche Vania.
C'è anche Vania.
Sì, certo, siamo sposati.
Sempre.
Hello, Nancy.
I came across this tessera and thought you might like it.
It's quite beautiful. All the more because it came from you. Thank you, Nancy. I shall treasure it.
I should be running along.
Come back anytime.
You look upset.
A big urn fell off the roof and almost hit me as I was coming in.
It fell from this roof? Ma va! The edge of the roof must have crumbled out from under it. Something else to repair. Bel affare! I am glad you are all right, of course.
Of course. I saw this case and thought you might like it to keep your sunglasses in.
You are giving me a gift? You do not have to do this, Nancy, but I like gifts. And this one, it is very nice. Grazie.
I'll stop pestering you now.
Good, good.
Hello? Nancy?
Hey, Ned, how's the car running?
Well, it's not making that noise anymore.
Great. It is still running, isn't it?
In a matter of speaking. Now, whenever I take my foot off the gas pedal, it backfires. Big time.
So now it's making a different noise?
Yeah, one that's a gazillion decibels louder. But not to worry. Joe's tinkering with it. I'm sure it will be fine. What's going on with you?
Breaking news! It looks like one of the people with whom Antonio Fongo has been secretly communicating is someone here at the Ka. It may even be the person who's been orchestrating all the heists the Phantom has pulled.
You mean one of your Ka mates could be a major criminal?
Yes!
Well, you don't have to sound so happy about it.
I'm not happy. I'm just excited. You know, nervous.
Uh-huh. So what happens now?
The GDIF wanted me to plant bugs on everyone at the car. That way, if the police turn up something solid against one of them, they can activate their bug, track them down, and make an arrest.
I liked it a lot better when all you had to do was watch somebody through binoculars.
Time to go play detective.
Okay, you be careful over there.
I will. Ciao.